Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about essential products if you are looking to create your makeup essentials, your makeup bag, your concealer, your foundation. I have recommendations on how to put together a makeup bag. Maybe you want to refresh your makeup, maybe you need new and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg doing it. All of the things that I'm going to be recommending today come from the drugstore, Ulta on the inexpensive side, Walmart. So if that sounds interesting and you want to see me create this look, then just keep on watching. I'm going to start with this e.l.f. Putty Primer. They have multiple finishes. They have a regular one, a matte one, a dewy one, and then they have one that helps fight acne. Today I'm just going to use the regular one. I haven't used this one in a while. I normally would go for the matte. I just wanted to show this one some love. A little bit goes a long way, and the price is nice. So I do struggle as an oily skin person to find a drugstore primer that I love, but I would say if I had to choose one, I would go with the e.l.f. If you are an oily complexion and have a smoothing, mattifying primer that you love, please share. But this one is pretty good. For foundation, I have been loving this, I didn't even have the lid on it, this Uoma Beauty by Sharon C foundation that you can pick up at Walmart. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my hand and just spread this on my face. It is lightweight, medium coverage, wears well, all the things that I would ask for in a foundation. I don't like them to be too heavy or cakey. I need it to cover my redness and do a decent job on my problem areas. It does have a slight scent, but I actually enjoy it. It smells fresh to me, not perfumey. But there are a lot of good foundations at the drugstore now. I would pick this one up if you're at Walmart. The e.l.f. CC cream is good, but it is a little on the heavier side. If you are a makeup sponge person or you have dry skin, I would recommend a damp beauty sponge to apply that. But this would be my choice if I were picking up makeup, a full face of makeup at the drugstore. And I still have extra on my hand, and it did a good job of covering. For concealer, I'm going to go right back to e.l.f. and here is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Again, if you are a dry skin person or super dry under the eye, you could go with the hydrating camo concealer. I personally prefer the regular camo because it is a little fuller coverage. So what I like to do is I'll start with a brush and then I will go in with a sponge. So this brush, I wanted to talk to you all about brushes today because I do believe that brushes are important if you are building a makeup bag. And I'm going to link what I'm using in the description box below. Not all of them are able to be picked up at the drugstore, but I do believe that it's worth an online purchase. So I'm going to use this e.l.f. brush. This is the Blending Perfector brush that I actually got in a set with the camo sponge. It came together. If that's still available, I'll be sure to link it because I do enjoy that. I'm going to go ahead and use the same concealer on my eyes for an eyeshadow primer. While we're here, let's just go ahead and do that. I do order a lot online. I just think that the Corona made us all stay home a little bit more. So I really got used to online shopping. I'm still a little overwhelmed when I walk into actual stores because I'm so used to online shopping. Comment below if you're still in the online shopping phase. I think I'm going to add a teensy bit of this concealer on this trouble spot, just dab. I love this camo sponge so much from e.l.f. It is super soft. I use it dry to apply powder. Sometimes I'll use it dry to blend in my concealer. This one is a little bit damp just because I cleaned it before this video. And for powder, I would go Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent. You get a lot of product and it is very inexpensive. It is, I want to say $5.99 if I'm correct. So I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush. This one happens to be Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to set my foundation. It is lightweight, smoothing, and super budget friendly. For bronzer, I'm going in with another e.l.f. product. We have a lot of e.l.f. in this video because e.l.f. just is one of the leading drugstore brands if you want quality at a good price. This is one of their duos. It is their Face Bite bite-sized face duo in coconut, and it comes with a bronzer and a highlight. Super convenient. The bronzer does have a little bit of a sheen to it. I would not call it glittery, but the sheen is nice. It is, I believe it just makes it a little more blendable and it gives a healthier glow to the face. I believe these are $3 or $4. Very inexpensive. And this is a double duty product. If you were in a rush, something like this also would be easy to do your eyes with. I would take this shade and put it in the crease, and then this and put it on the lid for shimmer, and you could have 4 products in one. That would be very, very easy. But of course I picked up an eyeshadow palette. So there is that. Let's throw a little highlight on because I do like to do bronzer, highlight, and then blush in the middle to let it blend. So we're gonna jump into that highlight shade. They have bite-sized blush duos as well with blush and highlight. They are also very nice quality. The highlight is a little glittery, but it's still nice, not too accentuating of pores. For blush, Honest Beauty. I've been talking about this for a long time. If you saw my video on makeup that smells good enough to eat, this ranked in there. I have since picked up another color. This is the color Coral Peach, and it smells delicious. It smells like fruit, like candied fruit, and just applies beautifully. So let's go ahead and throw some of this on for a nice peachy glow. It is a cream blush. I like a stipple brush. This one is from e.l.f. and it was their Jelly Pop collection. I'm not sure if this one is still available, but I will link another similar brush if not. We'll next go in with the eyes. These bite-size eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f. are fantastic. They come in a lot of different tones. You can go more rosy, you can go more brown. I love the Hot Jalapeno, which is a green one, and this is just a classic brown taupe black. This one is called Truffles. And the pigment on these shadows are amazing. I am going to try out some new brushes with you. I saw this online from Eco Tools, and it is a holder that you can put different brushes on. So you get 2, 4, 6, 7 different attachments There is a buffing brush, there is a blending brush, there is a larger brush here, and I believe in the paperwork it tells you, this is the paperwork that it came with inside, and it says one is for, it says base shadow, flat shadow, angled brow, precision blending, blending crease, flat liner, and precision smudge. It's the Total Renewal Eye Kit Interchangeables. So I thought this was really cool because you just put the cap on and you snap it on there. So how convenient is that if you want one brush that you can just interchange the tops to? So I have not used this. This is going to be a first time use for me, and we will see what we think. I'm going to use this blending brush first. I'm going to go into this e.l.f. palette and I'm going to go right in with the shade here for the crease. And I'm a little bit concerned because the blending brush looks a little bit large for me, but we'll see if we can make it work. I do like very small blending brushes. I think they are easier to maintain control, but we're going to see how this one works. Taking my time, small circular motions. Okay, I like it. Let's go in on the other eye. We're gonna pop this off. Here we go. And I'm gonna go in with this fluffier brush just to go on the edges. It does have a little bit of an angle to it, but we're gonna use this just to clean up the edges. I would think this brush also with its angle might be good for concealer. I like a lot of angled brushes for that. That did the job well. Now, popping it off, I'm going to put on the shader brush here, and I'm going to go in with this shimmer here on my lid. Let's see how this does. We may need to wet it, but I'm going to see. It seems to pick up the product well. You can also use your finger for shimmers. I often do. I just want to test these brushes out, and I do know there are some people that would prefer not to put their fingers in their makeup. They want to use a brush. So this is for you. Another trick, if you want a little more pop, would be to wet your brush. So I'm going to put some product on here again. I'm going to use a setting spray. You can use anything, including water. Let's see if that makes it a little more vibrant. And I believe it does. I can see more shine. Flip the brush over because we don't want to get the pan wet. I get more product on there, wet it. I love it. Very nice. Now let's take one of those little brushes and put some black on the outer corner. It's a little wet, so let's see if it's having a hard time. Nope. Good. So I'm going to take this little tiny brush and let's put some black on that and see what we can do in the outer corner. Now this black in the Truffles palette has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but I think it's only there for blending. It's not going to be a glittery shade. So I'm going to stamp the color on, and then I'm going to blend in small circular motions because we're trying to avoid fallout. go back into that blending brush and blend out those edges. I'm going to start with no product, and then we'll see if we need to add. We've got trouble. This just broke, so no longer recommending those brushes. My hands are dirty, and it was a good try, and it'll go back. Let's go back to the brushes that I do like, and I'm gonna jump in with one from Profusion. This is one you've seen me use it a million times. These are $4. I believe you can sometimes find them at Walmart, but I know you can get them on Profusion's website. I'll be sure to link. Profusion is one of my favorite brushes. I did just order some from BH, and I know you can pick up BH at Ulta. I'll have to keep you posted on those. But this is the ES2 from Profusion, and I know I like it. The ES2 and the ES6, which is a smaller one, are two of my favorites from Profusion. But you do not have to spend a fortune on good brushes. But there are some not great brushes out there. Shop MissA, I have a set from them. You get about 20 brushes for about $10, very inexpensive. So I recommend those. Like I said, I'll have all of the brushes that I really recommend linked in the description box. Another brush that you'll see me use all the time is my Luxie 227, I believe it is. These are not inexpensive brushes, but I get them, they often have them on Boxycharm, and that's where I will pick them up at a discount. If you haven't seen my Boxycharm videos, I do recommend them. I love their add-ons. It's a subscription box, but you can get really good discounts on items. I'm gonna jump offline, throw on my brows, and I'll be back and we will finish the rest of the face. One sec. I am back and the brows are on. What I used was my favorite Nyx Brow Glue, as well as the Nyx Brow Gel. The brush that I used was the AOA Studio. It's got a brush on one side and a spoolie on the other. If you're looking for a brow pencil, I like the Wet n Wild, I like the Essence, but I do, if you have unruly brows or you like them to be up, create an uplifted eye look, I do highly recommend the Nyx Brow Gel. Let's go ahead and finish off the eyes. I'm going to go back into this palette, back into my small Profusion ES6, and I'm going in with this shade right here. I'm going to take a little bit of that black and go on the outer corner just to marry the top outer corner and the bottom outer corner. Now for mascara, I have the Essence Lash Princess. My current favorite is the Wet n Wild Big Papa. I just haven't opened my backup yet, but this is a very good, inexpensive option that you can find at Ulta for, I believe it's less than $5. Big Papa I think is $5.99, but they are both fabulous drugstore options. One coat gives length, and when you go in for the second coat, it's going to give you lots of volume. Okay, so a couple of coats of mascara are on. In my excitement of throwing on the rest of my eyes, I forgot eyeliner. So I do, at the drugstore price, recommend the Essence Extreme Lasting Black Liner. I don't even feel like I really need liner with this look, but I know some people really enjoy liner. So I'm going to just throw this in my waterline. It goes on very smoothly. And this will really amp up your look if you want it to look just a little more glamorous. Just a little more put together. Maybe the first style was more day and this one is more night, or whatever your taste. And for lipstick, I picked up a out of my makeup collection. This is from Revlon, and this is their Color Stay Satin Ink. What I like about this one is that you don't need a lip liner. I love the applicator on this thing. It is extremely long lasting. It has a shine to it. Once it sets, there's very minimal transfer. I love it. This is in a nice brownie nude shade, but it comes in lots of different shades. So if you want the shine without the transfer everywhere and the sticking, I do recommend this lipstick. This is a good starter kit for a full face. So if you're looking for what you need, you're not sure what to get, don't want to spend an arm and a leg, this is what I would recommend. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. I sure had fun doing it with you. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing before you leave. I post videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. I love to try new things, but I like to play with what I've got as well. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, let me know you were here, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.